everyone, welcome back again. The tension between Taehyung and Jungkook had only grew thicker. Each passing day seems to carry more weight, more expectations. Taehyung's emotions were a roller coaster, always on edge, swinging between wanting to pull away and being drawn closer. Jungkook's presence, his possessiveness, his love, the way he always knew just what to say, left Taehyung feeling like he was standing on the edge of something big, something that could either lift him higher or pull him under. It was late in the evening when Taehyung found himself in Jungkook's penthouse again. The night was cool as soft breeze flowing through the open glass windows. The soft hum of the city outside did little to distract him from the storm inside his chest. He knocked 3 times before Jungkook opened the door, his expression unreadable. "You came?" Jungkook said, stepping aside to let Taehyung in. Taehyung nodded, his throat tight. He didn't know what to say anymore. The silence between them felt like it carried more weight than any words. "You don't have to be here," Jungkook added, his voice softer now. I never want to make you feel like you have to be with me." "I don't feel like I have to," Taehyung said quietly. I don't know what to feel anymore. Every time I am with you, I feel like I'm losing control of something. I don't even know what's real anymore." Jungkook stepped forward, his gaze intense but calm. He reached out and cupped Taehyung's face, his thumb gentle, tracking the lines of his jaw. "Maybe that's the point," Jungkook said. "Maybe you are supposed to lose control. Maybe what we have isn't about control at all. It's about surrender." Taehyung's heart escaped a bit at his word, surrender. It was a word that rang in his mind, terrifying and tempting all at once. "I don't want to lose myself," Taehyung whispered, his voice raw. "I don't want to become someone I am not just because of you." Jungkook's eyes softened and he stepped closer until his body was just inches away from Taehyung's. "You wouldn't lose yourself, Taehyung. I'm not here to take anything from you. I'm here to love you. All imperfect and real." Taehyung felt a tightness in his chest. Every part of him wanted to run, to escape the intensity that Jungkook was offering, but another part of him, the part that he tried so hard to ignore, wanted to pull Jungkook closer. "I'm scared," Taehyung admitted, his voice barely above a whisper. Jungkook's lips pressed gentle to Taehyung's forehead. "I know, but you don't have to be scared of me." The simple act of tenderness shattered something inside Taehyung. For the first time in what felt like forever, he felt like he could breathe again. Later that night, they were lying together on the couch. The lights dimmed. The soft sound of Jungkook's breathing next to him calmed Taehyung's nerves. But the question still lingered in his mind. Could he truly allow himself to fall completely into Jungkook's world? Was it possible to give someone his heart without losing himself in the process? "I can't stop thinking about you," Jungkook murmured, breaking the silence. His voice was low, almost like a confession. Taehyung turned to face him, his heart humming in his chest. "What do you mean?" "Mean everything I do for you, think about you constantly. I can't even sleep without you in my mind." Taehyung swelled hard. Jungkook's fingers stretched, circle on Taehyung's arm, sending shiver down his spine. "I don't expect you to love me the way I love you, but I want you to understand something. I'm yours in every way that matters." Taehyung's pulse quickened. "I don't know if I can love you that way." Jungkook's smile was small but full of understanding. That's okay, I don't need you to love me back right away. I just need you to know that you have me, that I will always be here. For the first time, Taehyung felt his walls begin to crumble. He didn't know how to respond, but the warmth of Jungkook's hand on his chest, the gentle, almost possessive way Jungkook spoke to him, it all felt like something he couldn't walk away from. He was torn between running and staying, torn between fear and desire, torn between the life he knew and the life Jungkook was offering him. I'm not ready, Taehyung whispered. Jungkook's hands slipped still down his chest, but he didn't pull away. You don't have to be. I will be patient. Patience. I will wait for you. Taehyung closed his eyes, feeling the weight of Jungkook's words settling deep in his heart. He didn't know what tomorrow would bring, didn't know how he would handle what was happening between them. But in this moment, with Jungkook beside him, he knew one thing for sure. He didn't want to walk away. Night ended with silence, but it was a different kind of silence, the kind that wasn't filled with uncertainty or fear, but with something deeper, something that neither of them had named yet, but both could feel. As they drifted off to sleep, Jungkook's arm around him provided the safety he hadn't realized he needed. He didn't know if he could fall completely into Jungkook's world, but tonight he was willing to try. Jungkook had always been patient with them. He knew that the path to trusting him fully would take time, and he was willing to wait to prove that his feelings were real. But sometimes patience was came at a cost. The days following their conversations on the couch were filled with tension. Young still came to Jungkook's penthouse, still shared moments of quiet intimacy with him, but the walls that Taehyung had built around himself seemed higher than ever. Jungkook could feel the distance, the hesitation in Taehyung's touch, the way Taehyung would sometimes pull away before Jungkook, Jungkook could get too close. It hurt, but Jungkook kept his distance. He didn't push. He knew better than to rush Taehyung, but it was harder than he had anticipated. It was late one evening when Jungkook decided to comfort Taehyung. He had been waiting for the right moment for Taehyung to open up, but that moment seems to be slipping further and further away. Tonight, however, something was different. Jungkook had a feeling that tonight would be right. Taehyung had arrived at Jungkook's place as usual, but this time his expression was darker. He seemed distracted, his gaze distant. Thought. It was as though his thoughts were miles away, and Jungkook wasn't sure if Taehyung was even realized it. Taehyung, Jungkook called sharply, watching as Taehyung absentmindedly poured himself a drink. Talk to me, what's going on in that head of yours? Taehyung froze, his hand stealing on the glass, his jaw tightened, and Jungkook could tell something was bothering him. I don't know what you want from me, Jungkook, Taehyung said, his voice low, tinged with frustration. I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this. I keep telling myself that I am fine, that I can handle this, but I can't. I'm not sure even know who I am anymore. Jungkook stepped closer, his heart edging at the rawness in Taehyung's voice. He reached out, touching Taehyung's shoulder gently. Taehyung, you are not losing yourself, you are just scared, and I get it, but I need you to see that I'm not asking you to change who you are. I just want you to let me in. Taehyung's eyes were filled with turmoil. His grip tightened around the glass. He was holding on to something inside him that he didn't want it to let go of. But Jungkook could see it, the fear, the uncertainty. I don't know how to be what you want me to be, Taehyung muttered, his voice breaking slightly. I don't know how to give you all of me. Jungkook's heart swelled with understanding. You don't have to give me all of you at once, Taehyung. I don't want you to. I just want to be a part of your world, to be someone you can rely on, someone you can trust. Taehyung shook his head, turning away. I'm not like you, Jungkook, you make it seem so easy, but I'm not that kind of person. I can't just trust like you do. Jungkook's breath catch in his throat. This wasn't about him, it was about Taehyung, about Taehyung's struggle to open up, to let someone in without feeling like he was losing himself, and Jungkook understood that. He did, but it didn't make it any easier. I don't want to push you, Jungkook said, his voice quiet, but I also can't keep doing this thing. I can't keep pretending that everything is fine when it's clearly you are still holding back. I need to know that you are in this with me. The words hung in the air, heavy and unresolved. Taehyung stood there for a long moment, silence, his back to Jungkook. Then, without warning, he turned to face him, his expression raw and vulnerable. I don't want to lose you, Taehyung whispered, but I'm scared, Jungkook. I'm scared that if I let you in completely, I will lose myself. Jungkook's heart skipped a beat. Taehyung. Before Jungkook could say anything more, Taehyung took a step forward, closing the space between them. His hands found Jungkook's shoulder, gripping it tightly, as if afraid that Jungkook might slip away if he let go. I don't know what I'm doing, Taehyung continued, his voice trembling. I'm not good at this, Jungkook. I don't know how to be the person you want me to be. Jungkook's hand went to Taehyung's chest, feeling the rapid beat of his heart beneath his fingers. I don't want you to be anyone else but yourself, Taehyung. I love you for who you are. All of you scared, imperfect, uncertain. For a long moment, Taehyung didn't respond. He just stood there, his chest rising and falling with each breath. Jungkook could feel the tension in his body, the way Taehyung was holding on to something. His fear, his pride, his doubt. But beneath it all, Jungkook could feel something else. Something that had always been there waiting to be acknowledged. Taehyung's hands slid from Jungkook's shoulders to his waist, pulling him closer. The intimacy of the moment was overwhelming. For the first time, Taehyung let himself surrender to Jungkook's touch, the body language speaking the words his mouth couldn't. I don't know if I can do this, Taehyung whispered, but I want to try. For you, for us. Jungkook smiled softly, his hands cupping Taehyung's face. That's all I'm asking for. We don't have to have all the answers right away. We just have to trust and we will figure it out together. And for the first time in what felt like forever, Taehyung allowed himself to believe it. To believe that maybe, just maybe, they could make this work. As the night stretched on, they stood together, their bodies close, their hearts. Finally, Taehyung wasn't sure if he was ready for everything Jungkook wanted from him, but in that moment, with Jungkook's arm around him, he knew one thing for sure. He wasn't ready to let go either. Months had passed since that defining night. The air was different now, lighter, softer. Taehyung still carried his fear, but they no longer weighed on heavily on his shoulders. With Jungkook by his side, he had slowly learned at this that surrender didn't mean weakness, it meant trust, and trust was something he had never given freely before. But Jungkook had shown on him that it wasn't something to fear. Their relationship had bloomed in ways that Taehyung had never imagined. He had opened up more than he ever thought possible, and with conversation, every touch, Jungkook had proved that love wasn't about perfection. It was about growth, patience, and understanding. Jungkook had never asked them to change. He had only asked him to let go of his doubts and trust in the bond they had been building together. One evening, Taehyung found himself in Jungkook's penthouse once again. It had become their shared space, a place of comfort, a place of love. The dim lights in the room cast a slow glow. They are filled with familiar accent of Jungkook's cologne and hum of the city outside was gentle reminder of the world beyond there. Jungkook was sitting on the couch, his legs stretched out, a book in his hand, but his eyes were on Taehyung as he entered the room. There was no longer any hesitation in his gaze, no lingering doubt. They had become a team in every sense of the word. Jungkook, Taehyung said. His voice steady as he stood in front of him. Jungkook looked up, his eyes softening with Taehyung hesitated for only a moment before he knelt before Jungkook, taking his hand in his. The act in itself was simple, but the both of them, it meant the world. Jungkook's eyes widened slightly, unsure of what was happening, but his heart raced in anticipation. I know, I have been scared. Taehyung began, his voice steady but filled with sincerity. I have been scared of losing myself, but what I have come to realize is that being with you doesn't make me lose who I am. It makes me more of who I want to be. Jungkook's breath catch in his throat, his hands tighten around Taehyung's, urging him to continue. I am not perfect. I am not even sure I know everything I want. But I know this. I want you, Jungkook. I want to be with you through all the uncertainty and fears. I want to grow with you and I want to trust you with all that I am. Jungkook's heart swelled. He could feel the weight of Taehyung's words, the gravity of his vulnerability, and it made him love him even more. Taehyung smiled softly and in he wasn't running away anymore. He wasn't pushing Jungkook away. Instead, he was embracing the future they would build together. I love you, Jungkook, Taehyung whispered, his words soft, but the emotion behind them undeniable. Jungkook's smile grew, his eyes filled with love as he leaned down to kiss Taehyung gently. I love you too, more than you will ever know. As the gaze deepened, the world outside seems to fade away, leaving only the two of them in their own little universe. The journey hadn't been easy, but it had been worth every moment. The love they shared was undeniable, built on trust, patience, and the willingness to grow together. They, the days ahead were uncertain and as all futures are. But one thing was clear, Taehyung and Jungkook had found something that was worth holding on to. They had faced their fears, their doubts and their insecurities, and they had came out stronger because of it. And in each other's arms, they knew that they had found a love that would last forever, one that would carry them together wherever came their ways. The end. So everyone, how was it? Comment me down. I will start a new story. This is also going to have 3 episodes, and if you want me to work on a longer episodes series, please comment me down. I will work on it. I don't know right now what you guys are liking, if you want to read longer stories or not.